Hi everybody. Well, I have to think back and did I make any mistakes? Did I make any mistakes on my cruises in 2024? And I can immediately think of a few, but in particular, I made two mistakes. And one of them cost me money, and one of them caused me to have kind of a bit of a miserable day. And they were both on the same cruise. So earlier this year, I went with my buddy Tony, and we went and did a 16-day cruise where we were heading to Iceland and Greenland. It was a good cruise. We had a great time. Does that mean I didn't make any mistakes? No, that does not mean that. One of the mistakes that Tony and I made was going into Greenland, we did not book our excursions in time. We booked our Iceland and, we did the Blue Lagoon. We had stuff booked. We did stuff in Iceland. But Greenland, we kind of let it slip between our fingers and forgot to book something there. So on the cruise ship, all the tours to go see the icebergs and stuff they were all gone. They were all done. There were none left. Now, we knew there would be some on shore. The trouble is, they can sell out quickly, right? So what did we have to do? We had to get up early and be the first people off the ship and rush to the shore. Now, let me explain. If you go to Greenland, these ports are not big cities. They are small fishing villages. Very little to do. In fact, the coffee shop that was there did not open until noon that day. We were on that shuttle to get to shore, the tender, at 7 a.m. in the morning. That means there's not a lot to do in this town when we get there. And it was cold, and there was a wet drizzle. Not pouring down rain, just a wet drizzle all morning. But we got to shore, we found the excursion place, and they said, yeah, we have an opening. In fact, they made a new booking because there were for a few other people on the tender with us doing the exact same thing. And it turned out to be around 1:30 in the afternoon. Now, we're ashore. There's not a lot to do. There's an outdoor museum. We went and did that. That took us about 40 minutes. We were there at 7 a.m. We had till 1:30. And it again, wet drizzle all day. Cold. Greenland. Ice. Snow. Wet. Cold. Are you getting the picture? We must have walked into this grocery store like 30 times just to get warmed up, buy a drink, to pass the time. You couldn't even sit down anywhere because it was wet everywhere you went to sit down. So, yeah. Now, did we have a great excursion? Yes, loved it. Icebergs were beautiful, amazing. It was terrific. But we should have booked it early. We should have had this booked early. Now, we probably saved some money by booking it directly, but the inconvenience of having to get up and be on that shuttle at 7 a.m. and get to shore and then wait around for 5.5 hours in the wet, miserable, cold drizzle of a day with nothing to do probably wasn't worth the money we saved. Now, I also made a second mistake on this trip. This one cost me some money. But before I get there, hey, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't joined the channel yet already. I don't ask too many people to join on this channel too often, but I said, hey, I got time on this video. Let's do it. If you want to hear all the odd stories that come up, the shore excursion stories, the things that go wrong, the things that go right, all the little things and the side stories, of a cruiser's life and a travel agent's life and everything to do. That's why I call it Just On, because it's not only about cruising. Sometimes I'll talk about other things and different travel tips like Jamaica and Disney and stuff like that, as well as when I went to Singapore and Malaysia, etc. All on this channel. And I'll try and entertain you again as best I can, and you never know what the topic's going to be, just like today, mistakes I've made on a cruise. I hope you'll join us. Doesn't cost anything, but boy, it does help the channel out when YouTube says, hey, somebody subscribe. Let's see if other people want to subscribe, and they share it to more people. And again, really do appreciate it. All right, same cruise, same mistake, kind of, in a way. This one is something that I normally am right on top of. Cruise ships often will let you bid on a cabin upgrade. And I was in a mini suite. It's a perfectly nice cabin and everything, and I don't know why, but I decided to see, let's check what other ones are available. And I saw a suite on board. And so I bid on it. I put in $2,500, which in Canadian dollars, but it's based on 2 people, so I'm by myself. That means it goes up to $5,000 Canadian. And as the sailing got closer, I said, you know what? I'm just going to go in and cancel that. I am in a mini suite. I don't need it and everything. And then one thing led to another, and I forgot to do it. And then lo and behold, I won. I won the cabin upgrade. Now, okay, I was prepared to spend the money. It was a 16-day cruise, so, it's a long cruise. Big cabin, great. It's going to be a suite perk, sweet restaurant, great. And then I got into my cabin. Now, for me, I'm one of those people who love to sit on their balcony at and watch going into port, watch for wildlife going by in the evening, sunsets, sunrises. I'm that person. And I get up and I looked at my cabin. I went, well, this is a really nice cabin. This is a nice setup. This isn't so bad. And then I went out on my deck expecting this big, beautiful deck. And it was. It's a big, long deck. And it was looking directly into the captain's, where the captain is steering the ship, into the bridge. And on top, in the front, 3/4 of my deck was looking at the observation deck flat. And it was kind of above, so I couldn't even really see forward at all. I could only look back. So I'm in a suite, and I like the suite, but I hated my balcony. And I paid for that. I paid money for that. $5,000 in money for that. And I ended up not liking the cabin because of that. Other people who don't use the balcony as much would have loved it. And I did love the spacious design of the suite. I loved having 2 TVs. I loved having a sitting area. I loved the larger bathroom. I just really hated my deck. That every time I walked out, I could basically, hi, Captain, how are you? Because he was literally 10 feet away. And whenever the crew were up working on the observation deck, they were right outside my window. I would wake up in the morning, sometimes at 6 a.m., and there's crew members out there doing stuff. Not the most, peaceful area on your balcony at all. And so those are 2 mistakes I made on the same cruise this year. Have you done any kind of mistakes like that? Have you made a bidding upgrade and then completely regret it that you did the bid upgrade? Or how about forgetting to book your shore excursion till it was too late? Guilty as charged.